Right? So I'm back. Salakia for that. So the Lord sealeth his instructions. Right? So a lot of these, I mean, when some of these people say, when they just out front say, well, God, I heard God spoke to me and told me to do this. In a sense, it's not God, the Most High, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai speaking to you. The Lord delivers that message to an angel, and the angel delivers that message within your mind, your spirit. And then you go do those acts. A lot, see, I'm just, even what I'm saying right now, I know this is far beyond the heads of you meager people, man. I know that this is far beyond the heads of you meager people. God, what? God, God, what? What do you mean he controls people? What do you mean he gives messages to angels? What do you mean he put the mind, the spirit, the mind for that person to do what he did today? What do you mean? Well, hey, I'm pulling it out of the scriptures. Going back to the book of Job 33 and 15. In a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumbereth upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. Right? And there's two other scriptures that I want to grab after this, but let's play more of this video real quick.
CBS 2's Dick Brennan in our newsroom with more now on this Texas school tragedy. Dick?
Well, Maurice and Christine, the gunman had an AR-15 assault rifle.
So also, like I said, to rewind, also, like I said, many things plays into this, man. Many things plays into these shootings. Like I said, it's to push the gun control, but it's also judgment that's coming down on a lot of you people, man. In order for Esau to fulfill his agenda, because the scriptures talk about how he shall, his belly shall be filled full. In order for him to fulfill his agenda, events like this have to take place. These school shootings, the shooting of the 10 so-called black people, the church shooting that happened a while back. These things have to take place. And then you have more people, with the road rage shooting at each other. I watched a video where a guy got out of his car and he said something to a truck driver. He got back into his car and the truck driver got out, just started shooting at him. And the other guy started shooting back at him. So people that have these, walking around and driving around with these guns are just shooting each other over something simple. You got a lot of Chicago shootings, these shootings in Texas and California, stabbings. So what is they're trying to push? They're trying to push for gun control, because the reason why I brought up the stabbing is because there was a guy who got stabbed not that long ago by some girl. He got stabbed and she was running up the stairs and he ran to get his gun, and he got his gun and he just started loading off his gun trying to kill her, which if by him doing that, he could have killed anybody in that area he was aiming at, because he was at that point, he was delirious. So he was just trying to get the person that stabbed him. So again, like I said, all of this has to do with many things, not just pushing of the gun control, but the judgment that comes with it too. Right? So let's keep going.
A handgun and high-capacity magazines, and now so many families in Texas are grieving. Law enforcement converged on the Robb Elementary School just before noon. Witnesses reported hearing a barrage of gunfire.
We started hearing gunshots before we got in the truck, and then they started coming out more and more. So we got in the truck, and we went around the corner, which is Robb School, and that's when we saw the people. They were crying and yelling to be careful because people are shooting.
An 18-year-old man armed with a handgun and an assault rifle was firing at children.
Right, so this man walked inside of a school. Salakia. Right, so this man walked inside of a school and start with a handgun and an assault rifle and start killing these little kids, man. That's judgment. That's judgment. And it's only about to get worse. It's about to get far worse. Because now, when they're looking at a situation like this, they're going to start passing these bills. And these bills are going to overlap your constitutional right to hold a gun, right? That's why, a lot of people have guns right now. A lot of these people that's not supposed to have guns have guns. The Constitution doesn't state that whether if you're a felon or not, you can't hold a weapon. It doesn't state that, right? So that's why, you got a lot of people running around with guns, but not only that, but a lot of them are running around with guns that are stolen or guns that was taken out of gun shops or whatever, so all of that goes into prophecy. It says, a neighbor shall fight against a neighbor with swords in their hand. Those swords represents what? The gun, man. The modern day gun. So let's grab this real quick. There's another two scriptures that I want to grab before we move on, because I'm about to go to the next video here. So Proverbs 20 and 24. And the scripture says, men's goings are of the Lord. Wait, we got to read that back, and we're going to read it slowly. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So bear with me for a second. We're going to grab this in a different translation, which is the King James, the New King James Version. It says, a man's steps are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? This is NLT. The Lord directs our steps. So why try to understand everything along the way? Woo! That's deep. That was deep. Hey, because and I just brought this up in the beginning of the other video, man. I said, hey, it's the Lord, man. The Lord gonna do whatever he wants to do. If there was a God, why is this and why is that and why is, hey, the Lord do whatever. Let's read that back. It said the Lord directs our, this is the new translation, right? The NLT. It says, the Lord directs our steps. So why try to understand everything along the way? You're not going to be able to. The scriptures tell you in Isaiah 55 and 8, for who knoweth the mind of the Lord, man? Who knoweth the thoughts of the Lord? You don't know the thoughts of the Lord. I remember there was one time, man, where I asked the brother, I ain't even asked the brother. I told the brother, I said, how can we understand why the Lord do such things? I brought up an event that had happened a while back. There was a lady that fell out a plane thousands and thousands and thousands of feet up, and she hit the ground, and all she had was like a broken collarbone or something, and she lived. And that's what, man. That's one out of a billion, man. One out of a trillion. She's one out of a trillion that lived after a fall like that. And like I told the brother, I said, you can't explain something like that. You can't explain why the Lord allowed her to live. You can't. It's just events things that happen because the Lord loved to show his power, man. You had what that nigga name? 50 Cent. What that dude got shot 9 times and he lived? Right? What did the nigga bulletproof? But those are things you cannot explain. But it goes to show you that the Lord is showing his power through by different ways, man. Right? This is the HNV. So like, bear with me for a second. Bear with me for 1 second. Right, okay. Salakia. This is the HNV, which is the I believe Hebrew name version or something like that. If I'm wrong, you can look it up yourself. It says, "A man's steps are from the Lord. How then can man understand his way?" So that pretty much is, the KJV as well. But let's get this one down. This is Jeremiah 10 and 20. Sometimes, hey man, them translations be hitting point too, man. Jeremiah 10 and 23, and it says, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." So there you go, man. There you go again. Let's get that in a translation comparison, right? This is the New King James Version. "O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man who walks to direct his own steps." Pretty much the same thing on that one. NLT, "I know, Lord, that our lives are not our own." Wait, but you got people talking about my destiny. I control my own destiny. They say that all day in movies and TV shows. But like I always say, if you control your own destiny, can a person control their destiny from getting hit by a car, from getting shot? Can they control their own destiny from, being in a a situation that they can't get out of? You don't control your own life, man. You don't control your own life. So again, it says NLT, I know, Lord, that our lives are not our own. We are not able to plan our own course. Have you ever sat down and was like, man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Then everything you say you're going to do, you didn't even do. Your course went totally opposite from what you actually said you was going to do. The Most High might allow you to do one of or two of the things that you want to do today, right? But your actions is not of your own. It's through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. You believe it's your own actions. You believe that by you wanting to get up in the morning and do what you got to do is of your own, but it's not. It's of the Lord. So the Lord put it in the spirit of this 18-year-old boy to get up, grab a pistol, grab a assault rifle, shoot his grandma, then go up to the school and shoot 21 people. And it could possibly be more than that, right? So let's keep going. Then we're going to end it and move on.
Gun and an assault rifle was firing at children. The shooter was Salvador Romas, an 18-year-old male who resided in Uvalde. The governor says he was a senior at a nearby high school and shot his grandmother before going to the elementary school. It's believed he was shot dead after being confronted by police arriving at the scene.
Right, so real quick, we're going to end this video and then I'm going to start it up again. Salakia.